Hi, everybody. We are going to be artists today and create a painting with your groups. And I ask that you guys discuss how you want to work together, what areas you want to do. And this is an inspiration of the pieces. Each of you have a canvas to share with your group that is 24 by 24, and it's already been pre-divided for you. And each group is in charge of completing one canvas. So this is the inspiration. We just talked about Wassily Kandinsky and his love for concentric circles and shapes and music and how that all tied in together. And that's our inspiration for our artwork that we're going to be doing. So again, we ask that to keep them uniformed, our two colors that I would like everyone to incorporate would be yellow and blue. You decide where you want to put that. As long as we all use it in some way, shape, or form, I feel like these are going to turn out amazing. So let me get to my camera. I have mine on paper. So this is what your canvas looks like. It's already been pre-divided for you. I found the center for each space. Just put a little X and then talk amongst your group on who's going to do what and where and what you want it to look like. We just ask that everybody participates and really enjoys themselves. So your palette's going to look similar to this. These are acrylic paints. It will stain your clothes, so I do have art shirts for you if you would like to wear them. And you need to have various size brushes. So small, medium, and large. And whoever wants to begin, you guys can work all at the same time. You can work on one space at a time. Again, this is your painting. We want you to be able to just work together and enjoy yourselves. So finding the circle here, if you need to use circular shapes, I'll have various forms for you. You do not need to. These do not need to be perfect by any way, shape, or form. But if that's something that is more comfortable for you, you can put your tracers down and just kind of trace them around like that. Also, circles of 3 or 4 work best. So if I were to go around here and use the tracer here, that's 2. And then the last one, depending on varied size. So try to come from small to medium to large. And then we'll also paint the background too, like that. So if that's something that you're comfortable with doing, please go ahead and use those. I'm going to just go straight away with just painting. So I'm going to pick my color. And because these are acrylic paints, you do not use water. The only time you use water is if you are cleaning out your brush and rinsing it, and then you would need to dry it to do another color. So I'm going to dip with the blue. And I'm just going to start with a small circle. We also want you to apply this thickly. So feel free to put 2 or 3 coats on an area. And painting is one of the most forgiving mediums, in my opinion, in art. You can always go over anything again and again. So if you make a mistake, no worries. Just either make it a little bit bigger or add another color to it. You can certainly ask me for suggestions too. So I'm done with that blue. I'm going to wash and dry my brush. And I'm going to think about colors and color theory. When we're talking about colors that look really nice together, we talked about the complementary colors, blue and orange, yellow and purple, green and red. You can also stay in a family. Just try to make sure that your colors are kind of uniform throughout the whole piece. So if I'm going to go from blue, I might just then go straight to orange and go right next to my next color, making sure they touch, not leaving any white spaces behind. So this one, I probably am going to go a little thicker and keep going. I'm going to kind of fast forward through this as we go to make that a little bit larger. And then rinse out your brush, go to the next color. I might decide to do a little purple. and make this much bigger. Another way you could do it is kind of just draw how big you want the circle to be first and then work your way in. And then just kind of brush in a circular motion to get that rhythm and form going in a circular pattern. You don't want to just paint straight up and down. You want to paint in a circular motion since your shape is circular. Just like that. And then rinse your brush. Just want to go back and fix that. So I already have my 3. I feel like it needs just a little bit more of a pop in color. And I am going to stick with the complementary colors on this one. Right, wow. So I'm going to use my yellow next to my purple. The lighter colors will bleed in the middle, so it's okay if they run next to each other a little bit. So don't feel like that's a big deal. You can always go back over again and fix the circle, like right here if that's a little bit messed up. And glide that on. And then the last thing you want to do is paint the background color. So again, as a group, you do need to discuss what you want that to look like. If I go back again to here, you don't want 2 background colors to be the same next to each other. You do kind of want them to be a little bit more balanced. So if I have a yellow background here, I'm not going to do a yellow background here and a yellow background here. I'm kind of going to see what works next to each other and go from there. So I might going to go with that blue. So I'm going to dry, or I could do green, but I'm going to go with blue. And on the canvas edges, you don't need to worry about it at all. Go right off the edge. When you get to the line for pencil, you do need to slow down. And I recommend starting at the top and just straight dropping so you get that nice line that goes straight across. You could even turn again so you have that straight line, drag, and go all the way down. You make a nicer line when you are dragging from top to bottom. And then just fill it in. Also, for those of you that want more of like a direct instruction, I'll devote a space somewhere in the room where I can just demonstrate on hand for you if that's something that you want to do. All right, thanks. I'm super excited to get started.